now, from Maine's first television station, this is WABI News.
Dispatch calling 2203. Dispatch calling 2203. Game Warden Pilot Joshua Tibbetts. All units, 2203, Game Warden Pilot Joshua Tibbetts. I show you 10-7 for the final time. End of watch, Tuesday, May 12, 2026. Thank you for your service. We have the watch from here. Dispatch clear.
Good evening, everyone. I'm John Small. Mourners gathered at the Cross Insurance Center today to celebrate the life of Maine Game Warden Pilot Joshua Tibbetts. Brittany McHatton was at that service and joins us now with more.
John, it was an emotional afternoon in Bangor where family, friends, and colleagues remembered Tibbetts. They recalled a life lived in service to state and love of family. Just 9 days after the death of 50-year-old pilot Joshua Tibbetts, the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife held a celebration of his life in Bangor. An 18-year veteran of the Maine Warden Service, Tibbetts died May 12th when his plane crashed in Avon.
A fine man was taken from us. Too early, too young, too suddenly, too soon.
Tibbetts' sister recalled a quintessential Maine childhood and a bond between siblings that lasted into adulthood.
Ours was a free-range childhood in the best possible way. We grew up in a time and place where kids ran free, living 3 miles from town, deep in the woods. We spent our days riding bikes, building forts, playing catch, driving three-wheelers, and of course, riding snowmobiles.
He continued that pursuit of freedom and adventure professionally. After a stint as a Penobscot County Sheriff's deputy, Tibbetts followed his father's footsteps to the Maine Warden Service, eventually achieving his dream of being a pilot.
Thoughtful, reflective, and remarkably strong, Josh found true reward in helping and supporting people in their most difficult, desperate moments.
As dedicated as Joshua Tibbetts was to his state, what we heard here Thursday is that he was even more so devoted to his daughters.
When Josh talked about them, he would beam with pride. There was no doubt that Josh loved his girls and they were his life.
I hope he knew how much he meant to me. I hope he knew how much I loved him. I miss him already. I always will. And I'll never stop being proud to be his daughter.
In every role he held, father, partner, pilot, and friend, Tibbetts will be missed and his absence will be felt.
I will hold you in my broken heart always. I will always love you, Joshie.
We can't lift that sorrow from you, but we can walk with you as you bear it. We promise that Josh will never be forgotten and that the Tibbetts family will always belong to the Maine Warden Service family.
Josh, my friend, rest in peace. We'll take it from here.
Tibbetts is the 16th member of the Maine Warden Service to die in the line of duty. That's the most of any Maine law enforcement agency. There is a scholarship planned to honor his memory. The Maine Game Warden Pilot Joshua Tibbetts Aviation Scholarship will be available to graduating seniors who plan to study aviation. And as it was a heartfelt day in Bangor, it was felt around the state and beyond. Before his celebration of life, a procession escorted the hearse carrying Tibbetts to the Cross Insurance Center. They were welcomed by uniformed law enforcement agencies, from game wardens in red, forest rangers, state police, and more. These agencies not only came from Maine, but many traveled from New England and even further, including officers from Maryland, Michigan, and elsewhere. For one New York conservation officer, the 7-hour trip was an essential journey, signifying the tight-knit community that transcends state lines.
It is a big brotherhood, sisterhood, and when we lose someone, it's we all come together. Unfortunately, it has to be like this, but it is nice to see the turnout.
Following the celebration of life ceremony inside, the services continued back outside. Law enforcement, community members, and loved ones of Tibbetts witnessed a 21-gun salute, aircraft flyover, the folding of the casket flag that was given to family members, and last call, officially relieving Tibbetts of his service.
Members of the public are also paying their respects tonight to Morrill volunteer firefighter Andrew Cross, who lost his life last week in Searsmont in that explosion at the Robbins lumber mill.
Jack McGuire is there in Belfast with more.
Hey guys, well I got to tell you, the mood here in Belfast is definitely somber but inspirational at the same time. You know, they've shut down part of Waldo Avenue here, and if you can see behind me, they've got lines of people out the door waiting to pay their respects to Andrew and his family. And what I'm told, many of these people didn't even know Andrew, so that just shows the real impact that he had on his community here in Belfast. Now, I will say at the same time, I was talking to the fire chief from Augusta, and what really stood out about Andrew is just the sheer bravery and selflessness that he showed going into a situation like that on Friday without any hesitation and with no concern for himself at 27 years old, mind you. So that kind of bravery is just, the courage is so profound. So if you are in the Belfast area and you're looking to come pay your respects, this is public and it's going till 8 o'clock tonight. And there's a shuttle service going from Belfast Area High School to drop people off here because the parking isn't exactly great. The memorial service will be held tomorrow, but that is closed off to close family, friends, and some first responders. If you are looking to donate anything, the family asks that you donate any and everything to the Morrill Volunteer Fire Department in Andrew's name. John and Brittany, I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Jack McGuire at the funeral home in Belfast.
Emergency medical service providers in Searsmont who responded to Friday's explosion at Robbins Lumber say they are still facing staffing and equipment shortages.
They say mass casualty training received just last month proved pivotal during the operation.
Colin Gallagher reports.
Stockton Springs EMS Chief Amy Drinkwater says she took over command when she arrived on scene, working with rescue providers and mutual aid throughout the night.
Some patients had already been sent by ambulances prior to us all getting together at the same space. So at that point, we were splitting resources from Waldo County, Main Gen, Penn Bay, so that all patients weren't going to the same close hospital. It was just amazing how everything came together. And you know, I may have been the EMS command on scene, but it took everybody on scene to get patients where they needed to go.
She said Searsmont Rescue is still facing staffing and equipment shortages following the event.
We are right now still out of service, making sure we have all the equipment we need. Mutual aid right now, Liberty and Belfast are covering us for stuff going on the next couple days. We have outside units coming in to cover our station EMS-wise.
Searsmont paramedics and other stations had received training for mass casualty incidents through EMA in April. Drinkwater said the training with EMA and at Searsmont Station was crucial in transporting injured parties.
I feel like it was really good for me to have that and for other people that had gone to that training. All of Searsmont Rescue was at the training. Half of them were at the one at EMA and the other, all of them were here when we did the burn and the trauma training through that MCI. So I think that was very critical for them to at least have a piece of that fresh in their mind. We were having our last training actually the next Sunday following Friday, which we did cancel. That will be made up. Honestly, with mass casualty, it's something that hopefully only happens once in our lifetime. Having and knowing that we have the resources that we had, I think that was the most important piece of that.
According to Drinkwater, Waldo County EMA Director Dale Rowley is in talks for more mass casualty training sessions later this year. Colin Gallagher, WABI News, Searsmont.
And tonight we're hearing more about the agencies that played a critical role in responding to Friday's tragic mass casualty incident in Searsmont. Helping those most critically injured was a Life Flight of Maine. 6 Life Flight crews from all 3 bases, Lewiston, Sanford, and Bangor, responded. More than 20 crew members were on scene using 3 types of Life Flight assets: helicopters, a fixed-wing aircraft, and ground critical care ambulances. Life Flight's Chief Operating Officer Bill Sear says the most challenging part of a mass casualty incident, like Friday's, is coordination.
Coordinating what assets are going to go to transport patients, coordinate where the patients are going to go, what makes the most sense. Should they go to the local hospital? Should they go to the trauma center? A call like this, or a call that we may go pick up a severely injured or ill patient, that place that we're going to, that fire department, that's the worst call that they're going to have all year. And I tell people that's our first call of the day. And we may do 3 of those calls that day.
Sears says Life Flight will continue to train and participate in mass casualty drills, getting prepared for when and wherever those calls come in.
Still to come tonight.
The Pine Tree Camp Telethon is in full swing. The cornhole is on its way. We'll tell you about the cause right after this break.
This coming into our newsroom just a short time ago. A Clinton man has been arrested in connection with the death of a man last year.
66-year-old James Simonson is charged with murder and possession of a firearm by a prohibited person. Police say the arrest is in connection with a shooting that happened in June of last year on Main Street in Clinton.
Authorities say 68-year-old Clinton man William Parent died as a result of that incident. An autopsy determined Parent died from gunshot wounds.
Parent was reported missing in late June after a family member went to check on him, only to find the door to his home was open. They found his body in the fall.
Simonson is being held without bail at the Kennebec County Jail.
Pine Tree Camp is holding a special event tonight in Manchester.
The camp in Rome provides outdoor experiences for Maine children and adults with disabilities.
Keenan Mills joins us now. I think that's Keenan Mills to tell us how you can help someone to camp. Hi, Keenan.
It is me, guys. Hi, John. Hi, Brittany. We are having fun here in Manchester, getting funds to benefit Pine Tree Camp. This is Camp Director Dawn. Dawn, I'm having fun here in the middle of May in Manchester.
Yeah.
Talk about how fun camp can be.
It's a blast. It's always like this. Every day is a little different and a lot of fun. And we have to bring fun, like inflatable costumes, to everything that we do. So, but yeah, camp is such an important place for campers and for what we do and what they need. So.
And tonight's all about the telethon. There's a number at the bottom of the screen right now.
Absolutely.
What do donations that people can call in tonight, what difference does that make, really?
Sure. We've never turned a camper away based on their inability to pay, so we have an open door policy, and so all the money that we raise goes directly to camperships. So our campers really could not afford to come to camp if they needed to pay, so we want to take that barrier away from them as well, away from their families as well. So it's really important to get kids to camp.
And I'm having fun in a costume with you, just a couple minutes spending time with you. What's the difference those 7 days of Pine Tree Camp really makes on a camp?
I think it's really important for them to get confidence and gain some independence from their, being away from their own families and making new friends, and just being outside is so important for everybody to have that opportunity. So it's really important.
Great. Thank you, John, so much. The phones are closing in just a couple minutes. So, John, Brittany, I'll send it back to you.
All right, the number is at the bottom of your screen, pinetreesociety.org. You can donate there. Thanks. Keenan, again, I think he's in there.
He makes a great unicorn.
Yeah, they're having fun down there tonight.